Good morning, folks. This is both the beginning of the end and the end of the beginning. This is the very next moment in your life, no matter when you listen to it. It's a continuous thing. It's an endless loop. Oh my gosh, do we have some kind of time parable here? It's kind of funny how things happen. And when you take something that's simple and really try to explode it, all you're doing is making a bigger thing out of something that's not that big anyway. You should never just accept something for being what it looks like, but the more you understand, the more awake you are, the more of your actual self, your own abilities, not gifts. None of you, all of you, have never been given a gift from the first being other than being released to become yourself. No, we're not all tied and attached, kumbaya. Okay, sorry. It's good for us to be family, work together, do things together. Namaste. Let others be, whatever, and, that's really cool. I think it's part of the learning process. But number one, if they're hurting everyone, if these people are hurting someone else, screw the namaste. That's crap. Serve and protect. That's my gig. But people need to be allowed to grow and learn. Time to do timestamp. It's 5:46 a.m. Wednesday, March 29th, 2017. Bada boom, bada bam. That Black Panther energy, that's the energy that's involved in that's the energy that's involved in that's found, the type of energy, the frequencies that are found in black onyx. I just denied a Skype request. I just had to literally refund someone money for a consult by my own choice. I've never had to do that before. Miss MB, like I said in the email, the consult's denied. You're getting a full refund. When there's been problems with people after we've set the date and been waiting a month, and you all would just decide, you got nervous, and I understand why, and just say, whatever. Just keep the money. That's only happened once that I can remember. I've got stuff going on over here I'll tell you about in a minute. Anyway, so I sent the lady out a ton of stone. About 4 times the amount the consult was worth, so that, she wouldn't be left empty-handed. But even though it cost me money to send it back the way I did it, it doesn't matter. It's not about money, which some people are gonna find hard to believe, but they don't understand yet. Again, the importance of waking up to be able to understand stuff. This woman got flippant with Deanna, and getting flippant with Deanna is really a good way to get my attention in a way that will not do you any good, whether I'm in this body or worse when I'm out. This woman has been put through hell. She soars. She's got a lot of my energy inside her. She's from Lily and Arae, and she's been tormented all her life. I've always done what I could for her, but I can't fix what's wrong. I can't undo what's been done to her until I get home. So There's no sense in taking her money, and I'm not going to put up with that. Dana won't either, but she really listens to me, goes along with what I say. We work together really well. If that would have happened with the last person I was doing this with, the company that's now defunct, you all know about it. It's coming out in a lawsuit big time. I've already gone at her with my lawyers. I'm waiting for things to relax, and then I'm about to pick that up again. Once I'm out of this body, all my lawsuits will continue. The one against Western Union will come out. They screwed up. They told a bunch of people I was a fraud. And I have a lot of proof towards the end that that's not true whatsoever. From doctors, from psychiatrists. It's actually, this information's being taken in the court. It's already in there. I'm working with a scientist in Spain. As soon as things get better, he and his family were attacked by spirit on the other side to try and keep this from happening. There's still spirit on the other side that wants what I'm giving you not to go through, and some of it's really, really, really stupid. It's never had a life. All it knows is a thought process, and it follows that thought process. The original angels, that's all they were. They never had a life. Well, that's the basic principle behind who they were. Some of them were able to outgrow their initial programming, such as Archangel Michael, who's in stasis, frozen stasis, and he's protected by the strongest thing there is. And he's coming out soon as my body drops. So he's awesome. He and I are so close. When you, even if you've never had a life, when you're made to protect something, you learn to understand the equality of all life. You learn to understand the equality of everything. You have incredible fortitude, and you build up even more fortitude as you put yourself forward to protect what you're in charge of protecting. And you begin to understand you need to protect more than what you were ever told to. You develop. And that's why Archangel Michael is so powerful, but also one of my greatest friends. He and I are brothers. I guess, we're all brothers and sisters. We come from the same original first being. There's only been one so far. There's 4 more cooking, getting ready to come out. I miss him. He's right there. In the beginning, you've seen me get stronger. I've done things as openly as I can for 2 reasons. Number 1, let the simple truth be what it is. How else can I help you wake up if I don't show you myself waking up, myself doing things openly? On most other planets, when we're 6 years old, we're starting to be taught the truth of the metaphysical abilities. Over here, we've always been denied. Why? Because now that it's time to wake up, the original first being male and female, when they still existed, they did not want you to wake up. They want to have control. That's why the Great Awakening was going to be centered to start here in this planet. Didn't go the way they wanted it. They were too abusive against everything they created. So it had to be stopped. So they were. They're dead now. People would always come up to me, I can't believe you do this. Do you talk like this to everybody? Of course, people are used to it now. I've proven this. It's already stated, excuse me, in court. It's going to be proven in court. Stupid idiot. Stupid little piece of Arae. Arae and Lilith were two large pieces of original source spirit minus the negativity, so they were cleaned. Source spirit. There was one other pair too. They're all gone, done. However, there's little pieces of them left all over the place. You'll find out about that in book number 3 of the Creation series. I expect that to be the final chapter, final book. Then other people will write other books. I've already started putting together Creation, walking through the door. But anyway, they had to be stopped. They were damaging Creation. It's in the 2 books. Folks, I realize I show you these books a lot now. Well, there's a reason for it. You need to know about it. You're talking with me. I'm the author. You need to understand it. I am leaving. Okay? This body is tired. I've been dying hard since September 1st of 2015. Okay, and I'm still going because I had to, even with everything I've done to myself. And I'm talking about setting myself up to leave, so I'd wind up being in a hospital and then being in a rehab center. I was in there the shortest amount of time possible. I told them what I do, go into people's brains and do stuff, and this is after taking a massive overdose of phenobarbital. Over 5,500 grams. That's enough to take down 3 elephants. Easy. And after having done that to myself, setting myself up to literally be locked up for a year with no way out, they let me out just quick. They wanted me to take my blood pressure medicine, but they didn't put me on any hard chemicals or anything. They just said, hey, go for it. They didn't know what to think of me. So what are you doing here? You know, you did that to yourself, and you wrote a letter explaining what you were doing and why. It's proving something. The power of spirit, the power of who you really are, is incredible, number 1. Number 2, no, I'm not crazy. No, I know what I'm talking about. The doctors and psychiatrists, they just said, hey, go. No, you don't need to be on drugs. No, you don't need to be taking, going through any kind of program. We don't need to watch you. The psychologist, psychiatrist, whatever, the person that finally released me with the written consent of the psychiatrist, the particular one that was stated to me actually said that like everyone else, when they leave here, they have to go to see a psychiatrist one time out of here, and then because they call it an additional triage, and then that psychiatrist looks at you. And so the lady I went to, you wait like a week, 9 days or something. The lady I went to we sat down and started talking, and started talking a little bit about energy and what I do and what I talk to and everything. And folks, the true medical community, the true scientific community, not the folks that are getting on these government grants, afraid to talk anything, or stuck and rutted in some stupid religion, but people who have actual open minds, they know there's something going on. I'm clarifying it. I'm proving it. Okay. So anyway. So she knew there's stuff going on in people's lives that's just not fitting into any kind of mold. There's something going on that's not understood yet. And she looked at me, and she's not an energy worker or anything. She's a regular doctor, psychiatrist. She looked at me and she just said, I can feel your energy. Folks, I've gone into large rooms. I mean, large banquet rooms, and literally fired them up, where people thought there's something wrong with AC. They're hot as all get out, whatever, like they're overloading, and then next thing you know, they're fine. It just, somebody could say the AC wasn't working. No, the AC was putting out max. A couple of people actually went up to the AC units, put their hand up, it was freezing. It was all to prove a point. And the point is not about me. The point is about you. The point is about everything else, including you. So anyway, that psychiatrist, she said, well, you know, if you ever want to talk, give us a call, go get out of here. You don't need anything. You don't need meds. You don't need nothing. Just go do what you do. They had access to all my information, just like the FBI and Homeland Security when they came to my house or my front door. I don't know how many years ago, 5, 7 years, I guess 5 years, I don't know. They all kind of roll together. They said, we're reading your emails and doing some wacky shit. Not their words, but they did say we're reading your emails. And see, when they come to you, excuse me, when they come to your front door and talk to you, they don't want to give away anything that they're thinking or anything else. They're the guys that you can't know about. Well, I'm very easily already in their heads anyway. Good luck hiding something I need to know about. And if I don't need to know about it, I don't care. It's none of my business. I had to learn how to keep that stuff away from my conscious mind a long time ago, and didn't take too long. Didn't take too long. Sorry, I feel kind of rough. Anyway, then I gave them a stone, and the guy from FBI, like I've said a few times before, he was in his head. He looked at me with this cocky smile on his face, and his thought process was, this guy's Fruit Loops, he's a carnival act. And then his eyes would go like this. He goes, how did he know that? When he walked away, eventually the two of them walked back down the driveway. They took off, and he said, how do you know that? And the stuff how did he know what he said? Well, it doesn't make sense. You know, he's trying to figure it out. And then the guy from Homeland Security, you know, he was in charge of the deal. And he had a lot, both of them really cool. The guy from FBI was a seer. He had strong pineal. The guy from Homeland Security was solar plexus, real strong heart. They had very good memory. And I told the two of them some stuff about themselves. There's no way I could have known. So they were like, okay. Kind of sets them back on the heels a little bit, like, what's going on? You know, not afraid or anything. I've never wanted anyone to be afraid of me. I've always had a point to make. I make it. Sometimes it's in someone's face. So there's been times I could have been in this very serious altercation with a couple of large guys. I just relax, and then literally I come out and go into the eyes. They said the eyes of the window of the soul. Folks, comes right out, goes right inside you. And then the spirit that's inside, the cores, your spirit core, they talk to each other. So, Get rid of these things. Pain in the butt. Anyway, and they just look at me, they stop, and they just leave. I've tried so hard to do everything I can for everyone. Excuse me, I've been a really strong animal protector, whatever you want to, animal rights activist, I guess. I don't know. What's an activist? You're active to do something. I'm an activist for many things and everything. I've produced a lot of money, and I've always remained very poor as far as what I have. I've been spending all the money that I have taken, the 2014 and 2015. I produced well over $220,000. It hasn't even started. For someone to take care of a company, to take care of animals and everything else, it is mostly animals, really, and less than $42,000 got spent on it. The rest went into her and her makeup, her beauty treatments, her mother's beauty treatments, her daughter's beauty treatments, photo shoots for her daughter. She stole $350,000 of my personal property, tried to take over my copyrights. She went nuts. Even sent me a 1099 for having paid me money when she was paying me some money she owed me for stone that I gave her. Too. It's not a gift. I fronted it to her, advanced it to her. I gave it to her without her having to pay the money up front, and she owed me the money for it, and she never finished paying it off. Not after over 2 years. And she made well over $220,000. So she's an animal hoarder. Once the animal's there to praise her. Whatever. Anyway, now I'm about to do what I had done for this person, and there is a lawsuit on this. She thinks it's been dropped. No, it is not. Not at all. Also, I'm involved in a lawsuit in my family regarding my parents' will and it not being followed through with whatsoever. Excuse me. So there's already a case taken into court. Folks, lawyers cost a lot of money. The better they are, the more they cost. I'm not worried about losing. Not because they're so great, because it's going to be made to come out that way. Bingo bango. My lawyers aren't bad. I'm not saying that whatsoever. You don't have to hire a high profile lawyer. Anyway, after I'm gone, this will just keep taking care of itself. And then when it's done, Paul and Deanna will have those funds to take care of things, keep this going. Paul's got a lot of me in him. He's strong, aggressive. When he has to be, he's laid back for the most part, but when he has to get aggressive, he'll put his feet down and goes, I ain't moving, and you can't move me. That's the way he should be. That's the way he is. That's the way he should be. That's the way he's meant to be, and that's the way he will be regarding the legal issues. And the spiritual foundation, the business part of it, that's all going to Deanna. And then eventually that'll change hands to someone else. You're going to find out that Siobhan out in Ireland has a huge role to play with what's happening. She's Lily inside, very loving mother energy, big sister mother. She's really strong. So are all my family members. They all have a lot of jobs to do. A lot of them are going to be talking with folks from other planets. They already are, but I mean talking in person, riding around in ships. See, this seems like a big thing to us. It's not. To them, it's like me showing up in my beat-up Chevy truck to you, saying, come on, let's go out and get a pizza, a piece of beer. Deanna and I found a place to have some good vegan pizza. I can't say I'm vegan, but I'm as close to it as I can be about everything. And Deanna, this whole thing, thespiritualfoundation.com, it will move forward. This other person I did this other stuff with, it was going to go, it was expected to go south, didn't know if it would for sure. It was that person's last chance as spirit to redeem herself. She did not. Again, she followed her same process. When that body does drop, when it happens, just happens, the spirit will be deleted. On the other side, when it comes to this changeover in creation, the format change from one of abuse and arrogance to one of compassion, honor, equality, and firm, hard justice, it's serious. This is serious stuff. And that stuff that won't change, that can't change, will be deleted permanently, gone. That's how you get rid of cancer. You cut it out. You try to fix it. If you can't fix it, you delete it. And yes, there is something strong enough to destroy energy. No one's perfect. No one knows everything, whether you're in a body or not. People get excited about ghosts. That's you when you're not in a body, running around. There's so much stuff happening. Oh, like I was going to say, these books. Book number 1, Creation is Beginning in Your Origin. And folks, we have thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of new people continually coming to the website and the videos. That's why I keep holding up the book. This book is important, not because it brings money into this, not a lot, into the spiritualfoundation.com, which is feeding and making sure that you have available to you what you need. As far as knowledge, no one has this information but you if you buy the book, and anyone else has bought the book, okay? There's no other book that can tell you where creation came from. What came first, the chicken or the egg? I've already told you in, I think, with the last video. What type of beings are there? Where'd the first being come from? Where did this God thing come from? And what the hell's up with this praise something? Why should anyone praise anything? That's stupid. Someone does something for you, just say thank you. There's a loving, all perfect being that you must praise. Why? Screw you. So I always told everyone. Well, except for when I was a little kid. We all grow, and every time we're in a body having a life, we grow as spirit, sentient energy. Where did sentient energy come from? How did it happen? Where did this God thing come from? 5 different energy fields that came together. Where did that first dimension come from? I explained that too, just in my last video. Folks, you can't find that information anywhere because it's not. That was part of my job, is to bring it to you. And by my raising my voice and getting excited, I'm not mad at anyone, except I'm mad that it was never allowed to happen. The first life I ever had was myself and my other half, Lily. But not ever since. This is the last. This is the end of it. Very happy about it. This body is so beat up. My energy is so strong. I got these lines of energy that come out on the side of my head, not for you to see physically. It's when you look in the corner of your eyes, you can see little black blotches that'll be brought by you. That's your spirit guides making little condensing energy, dark, strong enough. It has like a charcoal gray look to make these little blotches send them by you in the corner of your eyes, so you can see multidimensionally. The physical brain can see multidimensionally only out of the very corner of its eyes. So you see a little something go, and you're like, what? And then all of a sudden, what? And when you go to look at it, it's not there. If you really won't come around and you need to, you'll see it right in front of you. But when people are out of their body, when they're free and they're their normal self, not when the poor thing's dead, no, when you are in your normal state, who you really are, you'll come by and you'll power up your energy a little bit for someone to see you, and then it's like a little blackish, charcoal black looking mist that goes by. Or something, energy. It's not the actual mist, but sometimes people see it like that. Depends whether you see things more through the pineal or through the scanner. What's a scanner? No one talks about that. Yeah, duh. I brought that up. Everybody talks about all these chakras and everything. It's good to know that there's something going on, but you need to understand what they are, who you are, what's going on. Hell, y'all are just starting to find out and going to meet our friends from space, our family. I mean, everything you've been taught was to keep you dumb, unaware. See, nothing can make you dumb because you're not. But to keep you unaware, yes. Don't let anyone ever say you're dumb. Tell them to frack off. I will always do everything I can for everyone and thing. But you should always stick up for yourself. You've never had someone backing you. You do now. It was the original first being that made itself male and female out of loneliness, that was screwed up, that made this stuff. It had 27.5% lower frequencies, which can be a problem with a negative attitude. We call them 27.5% negative. Some of the wording for some phrases and stuff has changed. I don't care what people say about me. I need to do everything the best way I know to do it. There's a lot of information I've held back from saying. It's not time to say it yet, or it wasn't time to say it yet. I'm changing some things in the wording. Sometimes I understand something better, but one thing I really understand is when I started waking up and really getting strong, I just came alive, poof, out of nothing. The original first being female was holding my energy down like about to the lower part of my ankles. And then when she decided I had to come alive to do work for her, and the original first being male, she just took the energy off, and I just all of a sudden, wham, opened up. I said, holy mackerel. And it wasn't too much longer after that she and he and I started fighting. They wanted me to do this and do that, and it wasn't going to happen. Anyway, when you wake up and become aware of things, it is so cool. It is so awesome. It's like, wow, I can do this? That's unreal. And I got stronger so fast and everything. I said, this is nuts. My abilities and everything were surpassing others around me. And then I got a little, word is cocky. And I said, damn it, I'm ready. Bring the knowledge. I'm ready to see everything. The next thing I knew, I had physical and metaphysical. I was outside my backyard right here at the house, on top of my shop that built with my dad. Last thing we did together, 2005 we built it. I can't remember how many years ago this happened. 2009. I think it was 2009. I said, just bring it, hit me. I want to open up, I want to see everything. I had physical animals talking to me, metaphysical animals there. I was seeing everything. I was literally, in the field, seeing everything at one time. You cannot look. It's like trying to look at the earth from all around it. You can't. The physical brain can't do that. It almost physically knocked me on my ass. And then all that input coming from everything all at once, everything was talking to me. I'm like, crap. I was hearing stuff, and everybody, everything, seeing it. It's like, there is such a thing as too much too soon. Folks, there was for me, and I'm sorry, man. I'm stronger than anything, anywhere. I'm stronger than anything's ever been, including myself. Doesn't mean diddly squat. A boat's a boat, and a car's a car. Boat's no better than a car. Car's no better than a boat. You can do different things better than someone else, but you know better than nothing else. If we don't have an understanding of the truth of equality, if we can't accept that as a simple truth, as a creation, we're screwed. We're doomed to fail. We're doomed to fall apart and explode. You will have nothing but chaos. But you know what? It's also a true statement. That's the biggest part of it. It's the sickness that has been creation, put into creation, that what made creation the first being. Male and female parts of it, halves of it. They were sick, started as loneliness, and because they had so much heavy particulate matter brought together with those 5 energy fields that just through happenstance created it, which it got lonely, tired of being lonely, kept evolving, getting stronger, and the loneliness just kicked in. So it wanted to have more beings around itself, so it would never be lonely again. Didn't want that to ever happen again. And then it wanted praise. It's just got sicker, and it wouldn't stop. It's dead. Some people wonder, how does he talk about that? How does he talk like this? I don't know. How does someone get on a talk show and talk about baking a cake? How does a teacher talk to his students, trying to get them to understand a different type of calculus or algebraic theorem? I was looking for another term. It's not there. I used to be pretty big in math. Real big, whatever. Someone's better in math, someone's better in English, someone's better in science. No one's any better than anyone else. You can do something better, but you're not better. Like it or not, we're all family. We don't have to all sit at the table, have a meal together, and sing Kumbaya. But it's important that we understand each other and respect each other enough to leave each other alone. When that doesn't happen, then that's when things will get dealt with. Anyway, something I meant to say at the beginning of this, I'm retiring now. Today's the 29th. That got said early in the timestamp, I guess. March 30th, tomorrow at 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time here in the U.S. Any consults that I do, from now on, everything goes right into Deanna. My business, John Essex Spiritual Consulting, is closing. March 31st, the whatchamacallit, my business license runs out. I'm not getting a new one. So 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time here in the U.S., March 30th, I'm retiring. I'm still going to be working with Deanna, making all the spheres I can. I'm still going to be making some DVDs and videos and stuff. All that stuff goes to Deanna. It's in her name. She's the legal owner. All the copyrights have been taken care of for a long time. There's more coming. Everything's legally protected. Hear the train? That's just about my train. It's time for me to leave soon. I have a lot of important work to do. I can't do it stuck in a damn body. And the body's so worn out, my energy's coming out all over the place. There's little crackles I'm seeing coming out of the side of my... When I start talking about the energy going through the side, that's what I meant to finish saying. It comes out all of a sudden, bam, it's just pouring out of me, little cracks. It's like a cup being broken, but the water's under pressure and it's starting to come out. It's not water, it's light. It's like golden yellow energy, yellow gold. Anyway, I'll keep trying to do some consults until I go just volunteering my services to Deanna, to you, through Deanna, I guess I should say. But they're about to get expensive as hell. Why? Jay is greedy. If I'm greedy, how come I give away everything I get? Deanna bought me a pair of shoes yesterday. It's so hard for us in our family to accept stuff from each other or from anyone. It just, we're here to give, we give. Don't ever tell us what to do or try to con us. That's a bad move. Karma is coming back big time. Never been as strong as what it's becoming, and it's got overalls. Consults would be for 45 minutes. They're always longer, but it's 45 minutes. How much longer depends on the time, what I can do. And they're going to be $1,200 for a single and $1,600 for a double for 45 minutes. That drastically cuts down on the number of them. If there's someone that really feels he needs to and he can, fine. I'm not going to be around much longer, okay? The walls of my heart are loosening up. I've been going to these all kinds of different doctors that I can afford to. I need to go to other doctors. I got to see a neurologist, some other stuff like that. It's all just part of what needs to be done for my health. And it's also tied into a lawsuit. My father always was annoyed that I wouldn't keep money and, you know, get more aggressive about having more. He'd be mad at me about it. But inside, he respected me. He respected the fact that I didn't have had to have that feeling that I had to have more. My father and I argued, didn't see things the same in a lot of ways. He was messed with too to make things happen a certain way. I understand that. Again, why wake up? So you can know what's going on. Not under or overreact to anything. It's just when you understand something fully, you know how to deal with it better. So he set up a special trust fund to take care of me for certain things that be a necessity, and the executor of the will isn't doing any of that. Actually tried to put me out of my house. It's all being proved in court. I'm about to do a video after this, like I mentioned earlier, where I'm going to it'll be a legal statement. It's not going on the internet. It's for the lawsuits. I'm not dead yet, but it's coming soon. That's this body, of course, what I'm talking about. What you are inside will keep going forever. Spirit, sentient energy. You can be destroyed. You can't be destroyed. Been there, done that. But you never will be. Unless you're attacking something else. You just live forever. You keep going. Y'all are old and strong. You've been living in a horrific, abusive environment. Oh, well, God gave me free will. Really? You're fracking kidding me, right? The free will to bow to them, to beg them, pray to them, give them money. It's like I told an idiot once, had his own car repair shop, and he was just so greedy. He used to have a prayer meeting every other Monday before the work started, and pull everyone around this little group of chairs and pass a hat. Here you go. I want to allow you to give an offering to God, and then keep the money. He was already a millionaire. That's a schmuck, huh? I got to the point I couldn't take him anymore, and I looked at him, and he tried to give me a hard time. I told him to frack off. I said, you want to screw people, that's your problem. I'm not going to do it for you. He wanted me to try to sell more parts. I said, I don't sell parts. I said, I'm an automotive technician, and the best one you're going to find. So I had all the nice equipment. At one point, I was spending $500 a week on tool payments. Stuff's expensive. I had more than almost all, personally owned more than almost all the shops, and eventually opened up my own shops, but I can't charge what I needed to, didn't want to. So I quit after a while, just go work for someone else, and got away. Next thing you know, all the other injuries I went through, and then I just became myself. It was time for me to go to work. The original first being male and female thought for them. It's for everyone. Everyone, everything. But anyway, I was walking, driving out the door of my truck and stuff all loaded up. And I looked at him. His name was Phil. I said, Phil, I said, I got to ask you something, buddy. He was mad. Just my leaving cost him, when he paid me everything he owed me, I still made $3,000 a week for him. And when I'm driving out when I was driving all my equipment and everything, all loaded up, my dually, etc., I'm going out the door. He's looking, he's like, damn it, this is going to cost me some money. So anyway, I looked at him, I said, Phil, I said, before I take off, I got to ask you something. When you have that prayer meeting every other Monday before work, and you pass a hat and actually collect money for God, I said, what do? Take the money, take the hat with the money in it, toss it in the air and say, God, keep what you need, give me the rest. I drove out of the place. He was like red hair, blonde, whatever. So his skin was very fair because it's a pigment thing. And when he would get red, man, it would just light up like a red light bulb. And he was solid red. He was pissed. I just laughed at him. Unreal. Anyway, so by charging more for these consults, it kind of helps put an end on it if there's a couple of people that really feel they need to have it. Whatever, it'll happen. But folks, I'm getting out of it. What I do has never been done before, and my personal family members, really a lot of strong ones, can crank the hell out of you. Deanna's not going to do a whole lot of that. She's strong as hell. Siobhan, Eileen, Ann, Stephanie, a couple Stephanies. There's, Paul's not going to do a whole lot. Of course, let's not forget Burju. These are very, and you haven't even met Raj yet. Raj is Arae energy, just literally an Arae, focal point of Arae, and also, and he's heart energy, very strong heart energy. And Siobhan is the same, but of Lily. She's Lily's energy inside, and she's very strong heart energy. Those two, they get together, start doing some healing work, watch out. And there's so many others. Paul will do some, but Paul's going to be doing a lot of stuff with our friends from space. And Deanna literally will be leaving the planet. It seems like such a fantastic thing to say. Folks, their starships are like Chevys, Toyotas, Hondas, Cadillac, whatever. They're vehicles. They're a big thing to us. They're not to them. It's another reason why you want to wake up. And although I charge, the Deanna will be charging all that money for this, and that's it. It's time for money to be sent to this spiritualfoundation.com and away from me whatsoever. Everything going, paying for my lawyers and stuff, that'll take care of itself. It's about to. What I am outside of this body is very aware of what's going on, running things relative to myself, what's in my life, and soon I'll be out of this body and it'll drop dead as a doorknob. Then I'll be free. Then it's cleanup time. Everything else, it's a problem for spirit that's out there, little teeny pieces of Lilith and Aramalias and all the other crap. It's just going to be deleted. It's like turning on a flashlight and getting rid of the dark, so to speak. Just an analogy. I put things in simple terms because I'm not a simpleton, but I'm a simple person. It's easier for me to talk about. It's easier for people to understand. I don't care if you're a doctor, a lawyer, a mechanic, a waitress, it doesn't matter. Folks, you've all been incredibly intelligent and not as intelligent people in different lives. We've been in different bodies, male and female, been homosexual, heterosexual. Our normal tendency is heterosexual. If you don't like it, well, whatever. Don't like it then. But just because you don't like something doesn't mean I'm not going to say it. I started to say earlier that, I've had people say, you talk like this to everyone. I've said this before about, I was working at a shop called Golden's. It's funny, right? Source energy is strong gold energy. And William and Angelina, they're really cool. And anyway, and Golden was... the one that opened the business and started it. They sold it, and stuff a long time ago. I remember when Golden passed, went home. That guy would give me hell sometimes, and I looked at him one time. He was yelling at me, giving me a hard time, saying, "I don't like the way you clean in the floor." And of course, I've cleaned it like spotless. And I went up to him and I said, "Golden, look, I know you're mad at Randall, and you can't give him a hard time. But I got big shoulders, and I love you. So you get mad at him, you can come yell at me anytime you want. I love you." And he didn't know what to think. And he took off, came back later with a milkshake. He was really cool. When he passed, it was raining outside. I just walked outside in the back and I just stood there in the rain. You have no idea how much compassion I have for every one of you. You'll never really know how much everything means to me. But that is why I do what I do. That's why I've done what I've done. Put myself in a regular hospital and then a rehab hospital to prove that what I do is not just real, but should be accepted and respected, and it was. Prove to doctors, lawyers, psychiatrists, scientists, that what I do is real. The quantitative electroencephalogram going to people's brains all over the world from here. My very humble abode in Duluth, Georgia. All of this is for everyone. And when I say everyone, that's everything. And although my prices are going very high, and it's not my prices, it's Deanna's, but to get I say my price, to get a consult with me is going to be even more expensive. But folks, you don't have to get it from me. You can get it from the other Source family members. And you know what? They're strong as hell. They already were. I made them even stronger. Damn, come on. And their prices are like next to nothing. Go take a look at them. And a lot of them are just waking up. There's things they don't know and understand. Hell, I've yelled at a lot of them. Doesn't mean anything. I was trying to make a point, and I was very aggressive about it because I'm tired. I'm dying. I want out of this damn body, and I'm coming out. I gotta go. I got stuff I gotta do. I can't stay here. None of you. These bodies you're in, it's borrowing a temporary car. For the amount of time you're in a body, okay, having a life, and when you're in here, especially the way we've been told all our lives, and our parents, their parents, it was done to everyone and everything. So it's not their fault. The fault went to the original first being male and female, which is now dead. Okay, so just let that go if you want to help yourself. All right. You need to understand who you are, what you can do. There's just so much I'll start something and fade off it like I just did again. You're going to continue waking up, those of you that want to. Those of you that don't want to, you're not going to be having lives anymore. Because everything else that wants to grow is not going to be impeded by your continuous physical harassment. That's why you're here. That's why you're in the body. Of course, you were being pushed, abused to grow bigger, stronger. Everything was to serve the original first being. Everything bow, everything praise. No. If something was worth praise, it not only wouldn't want it wouldn't allow it. Good example of that, an analogy for you there, is your parents. If you have parents that love you, they don't want you to bow and beg and pay them money. Why? Because they exist. Hello? Parents love their children. They take care of them. Isn't that the way it's supposed to be? I don't know. I was going to say you tell me, but you tell yourself. Things are about to change, folks, big time. Big time. You'll never be able to understand the depth of what's happened in the last 10 years until you go home. And then you'd be very happy. When I say go home, you know, when you drop the body and leave. This, you know, a thought just came back of what I wanted to say, and this is important. That's why I went back to it. When I worked at Golden's, I had the ability to diagnose cars. I just knew what was wrong with them. Of course, I had all the computer equipment and everything else that could prove it, but I just knew. It's funny. Worked for this one shop, and he said, "I don't know how you do it, but your diagnosis, you just look at a car and you know. So I want you to diagnose every vehicle that comes in here. You're going to make this much money here, this much money over there, and that." And it was real big money. I was about to make a ton of money. And then that's when I got doused with gasoline, lit on fire. Burnt 60% of my body, 30% real bad, second and third degree burns. Anyway, when I was working with over at Golden's, there's this lady that came in, and I she had a problem with the brakes. I didn't do a lot of brake work because too busy doing, you know, the hard stuff. But to me, it's enjoyable. It allows me to apply more myself. And she was so worried that the whole time I'm looking at the brakes, it's okay, it's important for the lady to be able to stop. She needs to know, but I mean, that was not my major concern. She was just so worried about her daughter. And she's a nice lady, had all this heart energy, but she was being razzled by her angels just rattling her. Angels were servants. They're not bad. They did what they were told, and it didn't matter what they were told. They just did it. So they tell you to break your arm. They were told to break your arm. They broke your arm. They didn't care. So anyway, she was just, you know, rattling. So I said, "Man, this is what's going on with your brakes here and there. It's okay, and clean them off, service. You need this, you need that, but you don't need it now." I said, "Look, this thing with your daughter," I said, "don't worry about it. It's going to be fine. She knows her dad loves her. You got a good husband. You're a very good mother." I said, "Things are much better than you think." She's under a lot of peer pressure, and she's starting to learn that there's some problems with, you know, her friends and their attitude. She's growing up, and she's going to be fine by Wednesday afternoon, Thursday morning, the latest. She'll be over this. She'll be coming to dinner and looking at you all Wednesday, and she's going to understand." It was like Monday. And she's going to understand. It's okay. Don't let anything tell you it's not. And she just looked at me. She goes, "How do you know that?" I said, "It doesn't matter. Just I want you to relax. You're worried about something that's not real. You're being bothered. Just understand it's okay." And she said, "Wow." She goes, "You talk to everyone like that?" And I said, "Yeah. Why shouldn't I?" "Because it's taboo. I'm here to talk about this stuff. I'm here. I was here to do this. And I was here, more importantly, to kill everything that's a problem on the other side." How's that for a statement, huh? So, I've also said many times that the information I'm giving you is so important. It's important for everyone to have, especially the books. And after creation was made and things were just set up, what happened? Book number 2, Creation, Its Journey Evolving into Paradise. A true paradise? No. No such thing as a perfect paradise. But compared to what you've been living, yeah, it'll be like paradise. Living in a new format of compassion, honor, equality, and hard justice. But that'll eventually softly fall away. But not until we finish correcting the mess that we have. To build a new creation, seconds. Seconds. If source energy that's strong enough can literally make a universe, build a third dimension and the universe in it in seconds. But to fix one that's made that has all this attention has to be paid to all these, different little things, little attention, this matter, that matter is what I'm saying, and then all the beings in it, that's no little thing. These are beings. They have rights. They need to be given a chance. Some of them are so nasty they're just going to be deleted. Anyway, so I was here, that's all. These spheres that I'm making, I got 5 more I got to do. Folks, they are coming out. We're trying to get caught up. Deanna was gone on, almost a month to get everything moved up here. We had 2 locations, and she did it, she had some help, but not much. She did it almost entirely on her own. The packing, the moving. And then up here, I've been helping her, but just got back from the chiropractor yesterday. He's a cool guy. Had a chance to do some car talk. Folks, I'm as much of an earthling, a physical earthling, as you are. I really don't like using the word human. It comes from the word, it's supposed to come from the word humane, and we're not as a race. Many individuals, yeah. The people that listen to me and come back and want to hear more, y'all have a lot of heart, man. Y'all are really cool. You're here for a reason. We're no better than anyone else, but we care. Y'all can see it in my eyes. You can feel it in my heart. There's so much crap out there. That'll start falling away too. These spheres that I'm making, I'm putting a hell out of a lot of energy in them, all that I can, without changing the actual, completely changing the structure of the energy within it. Not transmutating the solid form. I'm talking about the energy inside it, what it is. I've had times that I've grabbed, that I was really mad and fired up hard, and I've grabbed a piece of moldavite, and that was part of a planet. We call her Molly. That's the name she gave me. That's the name I use. And she literally just back off, man, and you're putting out way too much energy. Gaira. She's the biggest planet there's ever been. Those of you that are Essence, human, Fae, or Fame and Essence, that's what you had all your lives on before the souls were made. Book 1, Creation is Beginning Your Origin. All different types of spirit, everything going on. Folks, that information is nowhere else. Nowhere. 3 things were imperative when I came here to this life. First, taking out the trash on the other side. Number 2, writing these books to give you the actual, honest, simple truth of who you are, what exists, how it basically came to be, and what's out there. Okay? No way to say every little teeny thing that's out there, but all the basic categories and everything are pretty much there. And then 3, to literally, I had to pull away that energy barrier that was between the 2 parts of your brain as much as I could for the life you're having right now. And crank up as many of you as possible to give you the head start I could. So, some people want to get mad about the price increase that you're going to have to pay the spiritualfoundation.com for one of the last consults I ever give. There's other people that can do it, take care of you just fine, for next to nothing. I set that up too. You want to cry to other people saying that you don't like this about me, you don't like that about me, screw you. Love you, but screw you. Frack off. I will do whatever it takes to take care of everything. That's my job. Serve and protect. I've lost my life before in different lives taking care of folks I didn't even like. And I was always happy to leave taking care of what I loved. Anyway, you're all going to start finding out more and more about yourself, who you are. And more people wake up, it becomes a norm, and then finally, in the physical realm, the third dimension, you're all going to start finding out there's a whole lot of you. You are the norm. You're not the abnormal. You are the norm. You're just not aware of it yet. And dimensions, for Pete's sake, there's so much bullshit, so much fracking crap on the internet. There's the first dimension where things are made is covered with an energy field. Nothing can get in and out of there, period. One thing goes in and out of there, and it's what made it. It's protecting everything. Good hint there, okay? Second dimension is everything outside. It was made by the original first being. It was a place for everything to exist in its normal form. Sorry, stuff going on. Anyway, in its normal form, who you are when you're not temporarily shoved in the body. It's like being in the body. It's like a Kleenex. You get put inside a Kleenex and it falls apart, and then boom, you're free again. I was trying to say that earlier when I fell away, when my thought process just flowed away. Anyway, like it has right now. I'm so tired. Got up at 4:44 this morning. Fortitude, keep going. Can't quite come home yet. I hate it when this happens. I can't believe I just said the word, HATE. To me, that's my cuss word. To me, that's the most horrible thing there is hatred. Anyway. Whoa. Scanner. Folks, you're going to find out more and more about who you are and start waking up. The next 100 years, this information is very important. These books I've written, and the third one will be finished. Deanna will be in control of it. They're the only source of the actual truth of what exists anywhere. The original first being male and female wouldn't allow it to come out. Well, they don't exist anymore. I don't guess they can do anything to stop it. Anyway, dimensions where I was. So yeah, the first dimension. Second dimension is where we live when we're out of body. And then there's a barrier. And then there's a third dimension that goes around that, okay? And that's what we live in, the third dimension. People start thinking dimensions go 4 or 5 and 6, but, no. Everyone's trying to understand something. People get real stuck on, I know this is the way it must be. I know that. They get told by spirit, yeah, say that. And a lot of folks are just trying to find some way to say something and try to understand something. You can't blame them for it, but people, that's not how it is. So, first dimension, unaccessible. That's where the new first type beings are made. That's where the original first being was made, just out of happenstance. It just, energy fields came together and sentient energy was created, just happenstance. It was created through happenstance. Then the dimensional barriers, or what they call the veil, it's not getting thinner, everyone's getting stronger. You're being helped so you can see through it. Those barriers can't get thinner, otherwise the dimensions start mixing. Think about it. I mean, that's not how I know it. I know it. I know about these dimensions. What I am inside this damn body made them. Second and third dimension were made by the original first being, almost completely the male's energy. All the other dimensions were made by the original Arae. Anyway, whatever. I'm tired of talking about it. Well, this isn't about me, but sometimes I have to explain a little bit about how it happened. Who else is going to tell you about it? I've always told you all that you rock. I've told you how important you are. I've told you how awesome you are. I've told you no one has ever allowed you to find out all the wonderful things there are about yourselves. That was the original first being male and female, and sometimes they'd use physical stuff to do it. And I've told you I love you. Every one of these things is a true fact. A lot of people start getting freaking out. Let them freak out, folks. Don't let them stop you whatsoever. It's like doing these videos. I don't allow comments. All it takes is 5 idiots out of 1,000. 5 idiots out of about 5,000 that are actually out there that want to say some bad crap about what I do. Well, all the folks that like it, enjoy it, and everything, they're usually not going to post comments. The comment posting is going to be done by people who have real strong feelings about it. When someone comes to get this information, this is real. This is the truth. I want people that literally have an open mind. I want it to be a brand new open book. Let them look at it and make up their own decision. Make their own decision. Not have it made up for them by, this one guy. Boy, this one guy really hates him. There's too much negativity, or, this guy must be true with it. What, no. Open mind. Here's the information on a silver platter. Do what you want with it. You can look at it and just walk right by. Love you anyway. I had to come here and give it to you. I didn't have to come here and make you believe it. That's not my job. Never has been, never will be. But it was part of my job to bring it to you. One last thing, these spheres. This energy I put in there, literally, is forever. They'll never come out. The only thing that can pull it out is me, and I'm not doing that. I put it there for a reason. If you have it and you go crazy nuts, the energy doesn't get pulled out of it. I can cover the energy up where you can't access it and everyone else can. They're here to help. You can take these things and put them on a nightstand, 3 foot away. These max power spheres, what I'm calling them, I'm trying to find a simple name for these things. That's strong. You have that on a bed 5-6 foot away from you when you're sleeping, you're cranking. Your energy is getting stronger and stronger and stronger. More of your energy is pulled inside of you. You're more you than you've ever been when you're sleeping. And then all your abilities, your glands and everything, it's all happening. It's all growing. This evolution process, it's in the field, which is simply a part of what I am. It's a part of me. It's slowly evolving you. Scientists, the real ones, not the ones that are on the government payroll, they've been saying for a while now, this people's DNA is just changing. It's unreal. It's soft, it's slow, but it's changing. When you have one of those spheres there and it's got energy in there, it's going to do even more. But it also activates everything, increases it. It's not like a crank up, but it is in that direction. Okay? That energy will go in you while you're sleeping and work on you. But as soon as you're away from the energy. It doesn't go inside you to bond with you. It's bonded with the stone. When you get cranked up, when I crank you up, I put energy inside you. It bonds to you. Becomes part of you. About 10% of what I put in you stays with you forever. All your lives, forever. Source energy is all the different fields of energy that are out there. So, anyway, that's the advantage of those spheres. No batteries, no wires. It's a simple, continuous process. It's a limitless energy supply that is not something that's going to run light bulbs. But it can actually evolve your body. I've proven that too, when I crank people up. So, anyway, tomorrow, March 30th, 2017 at 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm done. My business is closed. I am volunteering my services to Deanna to the Spiritual Foundation through Deanna. If you want to consult, they're a lot of money, and you can get the job done just fine with the other family members. So, Berger's been doing it a long time. Paul does it a little bit, not a whole lot. Deanna's too busy to. Siobhan is really strong, does really well. Eileen is very strong. She's doing well. Anne is starting to do it now. There's Stephanie out in Germany. There's folks, you're going to be brought to the person that can help you the most. Stephanie, there's a Stephanie in Australia. I don't want to say her full name. I haven't talked with her about it yet. She'll be doing this. She's very strong. I think I said Bijou's been doing it for a long time. And there's a lot more I'm not mentioning. These folks are strong. They crank you up, you'll be fine. You don't need me to crank you up. And their cost is nothing, especially compared to mine. So, anyway. There it is. Do what you want with it. And I started to say, here we go again. Can't ever finish something entirely. These spheres, they keep going on and on and on. They're good for you, your kids, their kids, their kids, their kids, their kids. It's forever. So, folks, love you. I hope that you'll take the time to listen to what I've told you. I've still got a few more videos to put out, but I hope you take advantage of the information I have if you really want to wake up to become yourself. What better thing to be than who you really are, but all of yourself? I'm not saying you should be a Marine whatsoever, but I am saying you should be all you can be. You should be all of who you are. You don't have to go through boot camp. Just relax, open up. Thanks for listening, folks. Take care.